So what is leasehold and what is freehold? So basically you guys know because I have talked in this previous video about how to buy your first house. So I've been talking about this freehold and the leasehold thing. But what is actually leasehold and what is actually freeholds? So freehold is always sounds better than a leasehold, right? Because it's free, I guess. You should take a look of pro and con of each title before you deciding which is the best for you. So today I'm going to tell you what is freehold and what is leasehold title in Malaysia. So basically, what is the meaning of freehold? In the Act 56 of the National Land Code 1965, all the lands are owned by the state authority. So basically all the land in the state authority. Yeah, basically it's not ours, but we can buy it, right? So when the land is disposed by the state authority for an infinite period, then it will be called as a freehold title. So basically when the land is disposed by the state authority, then call it as a freehold title lah. Because if you didn't bought it, then it cannot be yours lah, obviously. So you own the title for infinite amount of time lah. But there's a hook. So what is the benefit of the freehold title? So the first benefit is, so basically the buyer own the land and the property that built on the land. So basically all yours. So basically the state authority don't have any authority at your own land lah, so they cannot kacau you what you want to do. The second benefit is the owner can subdivide or allocate the land at her or his own will lah. Although this might be subject to town control, basically you can divide your own land. Let's say you bought your own land, so you want to divide for your son, your daughter, and that's about it lah. So the freehold usually is high resale value. It takes shorter time to transfer the ownership lah, basically. So like I said in the previous video, so it takes around 3 to 4 months only to transfer the ownership. So it's going to be easy for you and for the new owner. Basically it's easy lah. That's it. So the cons of the freehold land title is, first one is slightly more expensive than a leasehold, usually around 20% than a leasehold lah. So the rental yield, the second con is the rental yield of freehold property is lower due to the high entry point. So basically, yeah, basically people bought the freehold land, usually they wanted to use it their own. So that's about the freehold. And what is a leasehold? So when the state disposed a piece of land to an individual for a certain period of time not exceeding 999 years, the land is said to have a leasehold title. But once the leasehold period expired, the land goes back to the state authority. Basically, leasehold, usually Malay people call it pajakan lah. Pajakan is not your own. So let's say I have this pen, then I give it to you. So you're going to borrow for me. I mean the rental lah. It's not rental actually. The rental is actually less than 3 years. The state authority will lease the property for you lah. So after the leasehold expired, so it goes back to the state authority. So basically, yeah, if usually leasehold has 30 years, 60 years, 99 years, then maximum to 999 years lah. So after the leasehold expired, so you need to return back the land to the state authority. So if you wanted to extend your lease, so you need to pay some kind of premium to the state authority based on the market value of the land. The usage and the type of activity allowed on the land are restricted by the rules stated on the leasehold title. Lease this place, so it's not yours. There's some rules you need to follow. So that's about it. The buyer will be responsible for the maintenance and the development of the land as per land regulations. If the state authorities sees that the buyer is unfit to take care of the land, the lease will be forfeited for non-performance. So what is the benefit of buying the leasehold property? So the first benefit is, obviously it's going to cost lower than a freehold. So typically, by 20% lower lah. And such property have higher rental yield since their entry point is lower. What the con of buying a leasehold property? So the con is, obviously the leasehold property have a specific timeline of 30, 60, 99 and 999 of ownership, after which is automatically reverted to the state authority unless the owner apply for an extension. So basically it's not yours, but actually it's yours, but it's not yours. So it's quite confusing here, right? Basically, like I said before, I got this man, then I'm going to lease to you for a longer time, basically more than 3 years. Then it's going to be a lease pajakan. So leasehold is, like I said before, the usage is limited by the land legislation as well as environment and town planning control. Basically, you cannot do commercial thing on the lease, on the residential property, or on the residential land, what I mean. So there's a regulation that you need to follow. So the owner will have greater responsibility to take care of a leasehold land or the property as defined in the land legislation. So the owner may have to be responsible for developing and maintaining improvement on the land. The title may be forfeited for him by the state authority for non-performance. Basically, you can lose your land lah. So leasehold is going to take you a longer time to transfer the ownership. So that's about it. So that's the difference between freehold and the leasehold. So that's about it about freehold and leasehold properties. If you got a question to ask, so basically you can ask me directly, or either you can ask me in Instagram, Facebook, or maybe LinkedIn. Now I'm quite active in LinkedIn, so I've been asking you guys some kind of poll actually. So thanks a lot for those who replying to my poll at LinkedIn, because literally I text everyone on connection that's right. So it's been helped a lot. So you can subscribe to me. It's going to help a lot because I'm trying to build this channel. Thank you for watching, guys. Anyways, I'm Alif Ali, and have a good one.